your body into an abusive relationship. The moment you subject your body, you know somebody is disrespectful. You know this person is disrespectful to you, but you still subject yourself to them. You still say that, oh, by the way, I'm here again today, disrespect me one more time. Oh, by the way, tomorrow I'm coming to be disrespected again. Oh, by the way, come. Do not use the name of the Lord in vain. Do not use your body in vain. Do not do jobs that do not pay you, my friend. Wait. Anytime you are allowing your face to be put on a billboard and you've been paid nothing, using the name of the Lord in vain. Anytime you're going somewhere and you're doing a lot of work in the name of volunteering, using the name of the Lord in vain. The name of the Lord shall only be used by energetic exchange, through energetic exchange, proper energetic exchange, symbiotic exchanges. Zero disrespect. You don't subject yourself to accidents, hurt. You don't scratch your body. There are people who've made it a habit, scratching their body, and to them is cool. These white people things of scratching your body, sitting with a razor blade and hurting your own body because somebody else hurt you. And these are the people who, when you see them, they are children most of the time. Children who have not hit the age of 24, who are seeking sympathy from people who have nothing to do with them. You'll find a child, somebody has really disrespected them. And instead of them standing up for themselves and saying, you've disrespected me, I don't want, you become stubborn and you support yourself. Come on, in war. Then they shrink back, they cave, and then they take a razor blade and start cutting their own body, as if it is your body that disrespected you. And it is you that placed your body in that particular place in the first place. And this is the reason why Africans are against suicide. It's even in the Bible. When you read Exodus chapter 21, verse 20 to 21. And if a man smite his servant or his maid or with a rod and he die under his hand, he shall be punished. Now when you know the meaning of a servant, your body is your servant, it's your master. Servant and master, they mean the same thing in the Bible. And then you are the slave. You are the slave to your body. A lot of black people, they're like, the Bible is talking about slavery and mastership. Yes, but who are the slaves and who are the masters that are being talked about? Your body is the master. It is your servant. Your body will never do anything to jeopardize you. Just like a master will never do anything to jeopardize their company. Now you, the temporary consciousness that is inside that body, that is breathing in and out, now you are the slave. Now in this verse, it's Exodus 21, 20 to 21, it says, and if a man smites his servant, if you beat your body, you hang yourself, or you hit it with a rod until it dies, you must be punished. Africans, they punish people who commit suicide. If you commit suicide in Africa, you are hit before you are buried. You are beat up before you are buried. But then there's European culture who is normalizing suicide, unaliving myself, normalizing self-hurting. They normalize this thing so that you butcher your God, especially as a black person. They want you to butcher your God as much as possible, the same way they butcher Jesus on the cross until Jesus dies. They want you to butcher yourself. These are spiritual attacks. And if you have that spirits within you, you need to ground yourself. You need to ground yourself because literally there are entities that want you to die. And guess what? If you die, for example, you die over there and my destiny is connected to yours. Maybe there's something you are supposed to do that is supposed to make me elevate into a certain level. When you die, guess what? I will not elevate. Guess what? Your part is gone. Guess what? You've interfered with the flow of the universe up to infinity. Some people, when you die, when you kill yourself, you think you're killing yourself for yourself. You're killing yourself for the entire planet. You're saying that, oh my God, this assignment that the universe gave me is so difficult. I'm living. It's so difficult. I'm living. And yet and you don't know the number of people who are interconnected with you. And their own assignments rely on you finding the answers to your own assignment. are together with somebody. Certain things let's not normalize in our society. Let's not normalize people butchering their own body. You that I feel like killing myself, block. Don't even reply. Let them deal with whatever entity that they have. You know, most of the time when some people, they are so connected to certain ideology and thoughts so much that when those ideologies and thoughts want to die in themselves, it takes their life with them too. I don't know whether somebody's hearing what I'm saying. There are people who they are so attached to their pimples. You know, when I tell you pimples, when I talk about pimples, my students should know what I mean. When a pimple appears on your face, it means that your body is trying to narrow down. Now, there are people who are attached so much to their pimple that when that pimple goes, it takes their life with it. Leave them to figure it out. Nobody needs saving. As long as anyone has the capability of breathing in and out, they have access to the universe, they have access to God. They need saving from nobody. And if they make you feel like they need saving, that is how you know it is a manipulative scenario. You are being manipulated, you are in a manipulative scene. You're being manipulated. And people who manipulate, they will manipulate you until they don't give up. They don't give up even if you cry and say, oh my God, don't kill yourself. You're crying. In fact, it makes them happy. Next time, they will now want you to scream. When somebody tells you they're going to kill themselves and you cry, next time now, they will do something that they will want now you to scream. Because that is what they are looking for. Don't entertain, guys. Let's not stop entertaining. Don't entertain. Now, another thing. That one was me talking about you shall not use the name of your God in vain. If it is not benefiting you, don't do it. If there is no direct benefit from it to you, it's either you are earning or you are learning. Any encounter you have on this planet, always ensure it's either you are learning or you are earning. If you're not learning and you're not earning, leave, my friend. Leave. You will use the name of the Lord in vain. You will use the name of the Lord in vain for nothing. And ancestors, they are not so kind to people who make them work in cotton fields with no pay. They are not kind. Ancestors are not kind to people who make them work in the scorching sun and there's no benefit at the end of the day. Run away. We are moving to the next. Number 4, remember the Sabbath day and keep it whole. Restrict expansion. Guys, when you hear remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy, it is just telling you restrict expansion. Restrict over expansion. Restrict over expansion. You know, over expansion is what we call intrusive thoughts. Everyone has them. A good dancer must always know when to leave the stage. You stay in the stage too long, you spoil. So always just know that, oh, I've expanded enough, I've talked enough, I've taught enough, I've created enough, let me now go. I've tried enough, let me now go. Always know the point of reflection. That is why the Sabbath day is Saturday, Saturn day. It is the day that you're supposed to be restricting over expansion. Do you know what overexpansion looks like? Right now, America is overexpanding. And that is why they have to be removed by nature. They are now overexpanding. People have reached a point where they have so much money, but there is nothing to buy on the planet. They've bought everything on the planet. There's no longer nothing to buy. Now they're going to buy dicks. They're going to buy vaginas. You are buying a vagina, and yet we live in a world where no man has ever created a fully functional human being. So how do you think that a man is going to create a body part that is functional to you? We live in a world where no man has ever created a human being that is fully functional, as breathing in and out. And all cells in our body are made up of cells that are breathing in and out. So people are going to buy penis, they're going to buy vagina, they're going to buy ass, they're going to buy lips. And yet they know very well at the back of their mind that we live in a world where, the fuck? This thing thinks I'm a robot. Now this is the third time they're bringing me that thing. Guys, do I look like a robot? Anyway, we live in a world where no human being has ever, no scientist has ever created a breathing in and out human being. So how do you think, where are you going to get a dick that can breathe in and out? Where are you going to get a lip that can breathe in and out? Where are you going to get a body part, a vagina that can breathe in and out? When we don't have a human being on this planet that can create a fully functional human being that can breathe in and out, apart from the woman. It's only a woman that can create a human being that is capable of breathing in and out. And where does she create it? In the womb. We still don't have scientists who are capable of doing that. So when you leave your house, you have so much money, you say, let me go buy some ass. Let me go buy some dick. Let me go buy some vagina. In a world where nobody has ever created a human being that can breathe in and out. Overexpansion. Always know when to restrict overexpansion. Because overexpansion is also intrusive thoughts. Know when to stop. Some people, they don't have it. Some people, they don't remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. Even in their day-to-day life. And this is why you find some people kill other people. Because they don't have it. They don't have the Sabbath day. They can't restrict overexpansion. No, even when you're arguing with someone, up to what point is enough? Because when you reach that point and you overgo, you spoil. You spoil. It's like the sun. You see the way the sun usually shines. And this one I must draw for you. I must draw this one for you. The sun shines up to number 6. The sun shines up to number 6. This is the highest the sun goes. And then the sun restricts overexpansion. Because imagine if we reached number 6 and the sun kept shining. The sun kept shining. We would die. We would die. But the sun knows that you must restrict overexpansion. And that's why when the sun reaches noon, it restricts overexpansion and goes back to 12. See? The sun knows that, we've reached our highest capacity. Let us now restrict overexpansion. You must learn to restrict overexpansion. Because it is you people who even hurt themselves. These people who inflict self-harm on themselves. They don't have overexpansion restriction. You have to reach a point where now you reason, my friend. The world is not just a place where you just think in a linear way that, I'm so mad. In fact, I'm going to kill myself. You must practice how to restrict overexpansion. You must practice how to kill intrusive thoughts by restricting overexpansion. And the problem that we have today with this world that we live in today is because a lot of men don't know how to restrict overexpansion. Did you see that white boy who was playing tennis? And then because he's lost, or I don't know what was happening, he took a tennis needle and, beating it down and spoiling it. You take it, you beat it, and a lot of colonizers don't have that. That's why they love guns. They cannot restrict overexpansion. But know that remember the Sabbath day and always keep it holy. Remember the Sabbath day and always keep it holy. Meaning, remember the highest level that you can expand to and always keep it holy so that you are able to divert your energy. We continue. Now, that was commandment number 4. I hope you guys are comprehending commandments because, what you're being taught in church. Anyway, number 5, the commandment number 5 is honor your ancestors' history and their genetic identity. Honor your ancestors, your history, and your genetic identity. The white man wrote this as honor your mother and father. Yes, fine. It is, general. But this commandment is saying honor your ancestors, your history, and your genetic identity. It is a commandment, guys. Whenever you walk around, you're like, oh, I want to wang, I want to talk like this, I want to talk to people, Welcome back to my YouTube channel. You are sinning. You are sinning. You are moving into somebody else's identity, and you can never excel using somebody else's identity. You will never excel using somebody's identity. It is impossible. Show me one person who has ever. Nobody. It is a clickbait to Africans. Africans, a lot of people make you think that the more European you become, the more you will be successful. In fact, the more European you become in this world right now, the more at the back. Your seat will be at the back. Because you have nothing going on. When you're speaking, people are here in Japan. You are speaking in Africa, people are here in Europe. You are speaking in Africa. We are getting to a point where you will be at the background, waiting if we need a translator. That is the type of individual that you will become. If you're somebody who you do not adore your ancestors, you do not adore your history, and you do not adore your genetic identity. Even if it is the identity of poverty. A lot of me, I always say poverty because, that is what I'm dealing with. I will always lift my hand and say it is poverty that I'm dealing with. And a lot of Africans, that is where we are. We don't have generational wealth. We do not have generational wealth. The Rockefellers, they go up to 12th century. The wealth that they started accumulating from the 12th century, they have it up to today. You cannot compete, my friend. That is generational wealth. Africans, look at the descendants of Mandela. Mandela is known by everybody in the world. And yet, in order for descendants of Mandela to survive today, they have to sell his things. Poverty. That's how you see poverty. We knew Mandela. Me personally, I was shocked. I thought Mandela was set up for life, and the descendants were set up for life. Only for me to come across Mandela's children selling some of this, begging people to buy. Please buy Mandela sheet t-shirt. Buy Mandela's shirt, please. Buy whatever. So I'm telling you that whatever your identity is, you have to love it. The same way as Africans, we have to love our poverty identity and work our way out of it. It's the same way Europeans also have to love their narcissistic identity and work your way out of it. Everybody has a work they're doing. And a lot of people want to make it look like Africans are the only ones who have work to do. Everybody has work to do, even the descendants of Neftis. Even the descendants of Neftis, even the mistresses, the camouflaging mistresses, you have work to do. Because for the longest time, you guys have been looking to Europe. And guess what? We are turning back. So that's work you need to do. The descendants of the colonizer, you have work to do. The narcissist that is present, that is harboring in your lands, you have to dissect that. And while you all are doing that, we Africans, we have poverty over here. You know me, and I'm not, I'd rather have poverty to deal with, honestly. Of which, yes, I love my identity. I'd rather have poverty to deal with. I'd rather, because poverty, walking out of poverty, you only need the day. You only need a farm to plant, and then you will have food. You only need a farm to plant. Some people, your work is more difficult. You think black people have the difficult work, your work is difficult. Because dissecting narcissism will require you to turn your brain upside down. Your brain upside down. That's the only thing we need to work on is the Capricorn. You need to work on the Aries, entire Aries. Anyway, let's continue. Number 6. Number 5 is honor your ancestors' history and genetic identity. At number 6, we have, you shall not kill. Self-explanatory. But guess what? The cave people, they don't know that. Cave people, they don't know that. Africans, people who have never been out of Africa, do you talk to people who are out of Africa? Do you know Europe is a jungle? America is a jungle. You can be shot anytime. You can be arguing with someone in America and they remove their gun and shoot you. You can be on the road And you're preventing someone from moving, like literally the way Kenyans, sometimes you can be annoying, you're driving a certain way on the road. When you mess with someone, you make them angry on the road, they'll remove their gun and shoot you. Nobody will care. It does not even make it in the news. In Kenya, when one person dies, everybody, the whole world knows. In America, it is normal for people to die. A lot of you Africans, you want to go to America, you will not survive, my friend. If you are an empath, you cannot survive in the land of narcissists. You will go to New York just looking at someone in New York. You've offended. Just looking. You know, Africans, you are used to, hi, habari yako, aje, sasa. In America, tell someone sasa and you will see. Not even telling someone sasa. Look at someone for 2 minutes and you will see. And some of you, that is where you feel like it is heaven you want to go. My friend, you don't know what's going on. And it's because of the mainstream media. They don't show you what is going on. Stay in Africa. You see, here in Nairobi, you fear downtown so much. You fear downtown because of Mathare people, because of Islando people. Those are nothing compared to the type of horror that Europeans have. Here in Kenya, the best thing somebody will do is come and snatch your phone away and go. In America, you will be snatched away. All of you will be snatched away. All of you will be snatched away. So before you admire going to certain places, do research. Talk to the people who are there. Astro travel. See what is going on. And then see if that is a land that you can live in. A lot of Africans, you will not be able to survive in such kind of places. They don't have laws. They don't have a government that gives a fuck. Their government gives a fuck about space. Their government is busy going to space. Why? Because they want to maintain their power. They want to see what is going on in space. What are black people doing that is going to affect space? That is all they do. They don't take care of their people. But at least here in Africa, we have, even if our police are terrible, as some of you would like to portray, me, I don't look badly towards our police. In fact, I love our policemen. Every time I meet a police, I have to say hi. Why? Because they treat us with such fragility. The level of fragility we get treated here is not the same one they get up there. Up there, what we are being treated as is reserved only for white people. I remember at the airport, and people who travel learn to tell Africans the truth. When I was at the airport in France, guys, nobody gives a fuck about you. Nobody cares. And then you come to the African airport. Oh, those women, they're like, oh my God, welcome home. And some of you want to portray online as if Africans are worse. May God see you. May God see you, because the way you guys are treated in Europe is worse than the way Africans are treating you at our airports. But most of the times you talk nonsense about the African airports. May God see you. May God see you. Anyway, let's continue. So, number 7 is also another one. This is the commandment number 7. You shall not commit adultery. Now pause. What is adultery? Adultery is the act of having a sexual encounter before uniting your intuition and memory. Before you become a whole human being. Whole. A human being that is moving in unison with themselves. You are not supposed to engage with anybody else before you unite yourself. And this is why the rites of passage in Africa were very useful. A lot of you look at our rite of passages and you say nonsense. And right now you cannot even find a partner. You don't even know how love goes. Because now you've been left to do it alone. When we used to do it as a community, we used to have age sets. Age set is what they call the zodiac sign. A particular age set, they would go through initiations together. Africa, we love community. Before people get married, before people start fucking, they would be put through a process where they are told intuition and memory have to match with each other. Your heart and your mind have to move in unison before you go and open your legs to somebody else, or before you go and have someone else open their legs for you. In ancient Africa, they would even arrange marriages for you. And literally, they used to work. Nowadays that they are no longer arranged marriages. People are elter-skelter everywhere, divorcing left, right, and center. You're like, oh my God, and yet you thought you were civilized by saying, my parents can never choose a spouse for me. My parents can never choose a spouse for me. And now you're left to choose it alone. Some people are dying in houses. Some people are being murdered in houses. Some people are moving together as a community. Is Ubuntu. Moving together as a community and allowing ourselves to move together as a community is Ubuntu. Moving away from community is not Ubuntu. Moving away from togetherness is not Ubuntu. And you might think that it is civilization, but it is not. Until we go back to our ways of community, where people take care of each other. People know whose spouse is this, whose spouse is this. People know each other. So that we live in a community so much that we even have herd immunity. There are things men cannot do. And they know because it is put in broad daylight. But this thing of secret, come we stay, secret, come we stay, secret, come we stay. How many people are dying from it? Anyway, let's continue. Number 8, you shall not steal. Everything is energy. Everything is energy. You might come to my house thinking you're stealing my candle. You take my candle, you're stealing it. You go with it. And yet, quantum physics says energy once created cannot be destroyed. So when somebody is owning something, people own things because it is an energetic level. When you find someone's house is arranged a certain way, that is how their inside is arranged. So when you steal from their outside, you've not stolen from their inside. But what you've taken, you don't know what is now going to represent to you. You might think you've taken my remote. You've taken my remote. What is my remote going to be to you in your life? Everything is energy. Stop. When it comes to stealing, don't look at things as objects. Everything is energy. So stealing is you. When you take it from someone else by force, it has been taken automatically from you on the inside. You know, you steal from someone, you think you've taken something from them, outside of them. Outside things are useless. Inside things cannot be stolen. Outside things, they are outside to represent what is going on inside. So when you take someone's outside, you've taken your own inside because we are so interconnected. Stop stealing. It is a curse, literally. And you can even test this. When you steal someone's thing, like let's say, for example, you steal 50 bob from your mom or from your sister. It will not take long. 7 days, 14 days will not elapse before you lose that amount or twice that amount or thrice that amount. It's always like that. Thieves will tell you. It's just that thieves, they don't come out to tell you the truth about how the circle of their life is going. But energy once created cannot be destroyed. It is impossible to steal from anyone. It is impossible to steal from anyone. So when you steal from anyone, just know you've stolen from yourself because we are also Ubuntu. I am because you are. Whatever you do to me, you've done to yourself. Give me one. If you make me cry, you've made yourself cry. If you make me laugh, you've made yourself laugh. If you made me doubtful, you've made yourself doubtful. So whatever you malice you throw at people, Ubuntu will tell you you are throwing it straight to yourself. And Luas will tell you, give me timone wadu. Itimone anyone. What you do to another person, you've done it to yourself. And we know it. Thieves, they're just egocentric. That's why they never come out with testimonies to tell you that, by the way, you know, that TV that I stole, hey, I lost my kidney, my friend. I lost my kidney. Anyway, number 8, you shall not steal, yes. Number 9, commandment number 9, you shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. Commandment number 9 and number 10, they go together. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor, and you shall not covet anything that belongs to your neighbor. Fibroids. Some people ask, how do I have fibroids? You know, men asking, why are they losing their hair? Jealousy is a disease. Jealousy is a poison you take willingly. So the moment you are bearing false witness against your neighbor, you are drinking a poison called jealousy. The moment you are covet, like literally when you see your neighbor with a car, you want that same car. When you see your neighbor with a wife, you want that same wife. When you see your neighbor with a girlfriend, you want that. You want everything that they have. Jealousy. It's poisonous. Jealousy is poison that you take willingly. And the results will always be fibroids. The results will always be, premature baldness. The results will always be condrodystrophic dwarfism. The writings are always on the walls. Anyway, we continue. Anyway, up to that particular point, guys, are we together? Are we together? Is the Sundaying? Is the summoning? Yeah, jealousy is awful. You have to, and do you know how you kill jealousy? It's very easy to kill jealousy. Jealousy is a compass direction. Jealousy is a compass direction. Everybody feels jealous, but then there is restrict overexpansion. Restrict overexpansion of your intrusive thoughts. When you look at me and you are jealous, what that is showing you, that is a compass direction showing you that, guess what? There is a timeline where you are exactly like the way this woman is. When you look at someone and you feel jealous, that is your inside self telling you, by then this is what you look like. By the way, this is what you look like in this dimension. But then this is what you look like in this timeline. But then this is what you're doing in this particular timeline. But then this is what you have in this timeline. So, jealousy is something you're not even supposed to be reacting towards. Every time you feel jealous, just turn it and say, oh, so that's where I'm going. And then you will be proud. If you get jealous of someone's car, turn it, oh, so I'm supposed to have a car. You will never be jealous of things that have nothing to do with you. If it has nothing to do with you, you will never be jealous of it. If you are somebody you don't want dreadlocks ever in your life, you'll never be jealous of someone who has them. In fact, it will stay in your blind spot. You will not even see them. You will not even notice them. But the moment you are noticing it, no, it has everything to do with you. It has everything to do with you. So you just have to, those who wait on the Lord, those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. Those who wait on the Lord shall be blessed. Wait. And thank your body for even showing you that that is the direction you're going. So use jealousy as a compass direction, not to destroy yourself. Because if you react with hate, always react with love towards jealousy. And if you're not capable of reacting with love, leave it. Don't react. Leave it as a blank space. But try and ensure that you always react with love towards jealousy. That's the secret. When you react with love towards jealousy, it becomes a proliferator. When you react with hate towards jealousy, it becomes a poison. So you must use it in a way that benefits you. So that is the commandments. We're done talking about the commandments. And I also talked about the master and slave. Leviticus chapter 29 verse 39 to 42 talks about servants. Deuteronomy chapter 15 verse 11 to 14 talked about servants. And then the Levitical rituals. Now, what is a servant? By the way, let's talk. We have three words that we have to define. We have a servant, we have a master, and we have a slave. You see, and I will give you an example right now. You see, the president of a country. The president of a country is a servant to that country. A servant, a master is somebody who is a servant. A master is somebody who is a servant. Without the president of our country, there are things that cannot be coordinated. There are things that cannot be signed. The roads will have traffic 24/7. Candle in Aisha. It's okay. Watch a candle in Aisha, my friend. You just let the universe run, flow, learn to flow. Don't now, I'm talking now, your heart is like, oh my God, candle in Aisha, situfanye whatever. Let the candles finish, my friend. At the end of the day, we know the intention of the candle. So just when you see your candle finishing, know the intention behind it and stop stressing yourself. Let's continue, okay? Yeah, Empress. Let's continue. So that's what I was saying. Anyway, when you look at a president, a country cannot run without its head. A body cannot run without the head. The head is the authenticity of something. So that head is the servant. Like right now, my head is my servant. And it is the master. The servant is the master. And then we have the slave. The servant is not owned. It's the helper. The servant is the one, like for example, when you have a servant in your home, they help you around. Without them, you cannot, without them, everything will be flooding everywhere. So you must know that the master does the work of the master is the servant. And then we have the slave. Now the slave is an entity that does not have its own freedom. And the only slave we have on this planet is your consciousness, the temporary consciousness. The number of years that you have. Like for example, if you are 30 years old, that is the age of the slave inside your body. Now your body is a master. Your body is a master. Why? Because this body has been through all timelines. The fact that we are alive today is physical evidence that your body has survived since the beginning of time. That you are made up of genetic material that has survived from the beginning of time. So your body is not some temporary entity that you should look at like, oh, my body is 30-year old. No. It is the temporary consciousness inside your body that is 30-year old. That body of yours is infinite. It comes from the beginning. And so it is the master. And it is your servant at the same time because it is your body. Right now as I'm talking to you, it is my body that is helping me do this to emphasize my message. It is my body that, will give me signals on how to behave. So this temporary consciousness that is inside your body, that is the slave. So whenever you read the Bible and it is saying, slaves, listen and obey your masters. Remember, it is telling you your temporary consciousness must listen and obey your body. Never get it twisted and use that as a connotation of, oh, white people, white people just took everything and turned it upside down. These people, they just wanted to be gods. And I will tell you why they wanted to be gods. They just wanted to be gods. And you know how the easiest way, the shortcut way of becoming God without you going through the pressure, through the wilderness. Without you going through pilgrimage to become a god, you just take a god and you tell God to worship you. And I will give you an example. You are an individual, you love yourself. And your boyfriend hates themselves, they are ugly. You are beautiful. They hate themselves, they look at themselves as inferior and ugly. If this boyfriend is an emotional manipulator and a narcissist, they will keep telling you, I love you more than I love myself. I love you more than I love myself. In order for you to love them more than you love yourself, it's witchcraft. The moment you turn to love this boyfriend of yours that is ugly more than you love yourself, remember the love that you give yourself is the reason you are beautiful. The love that you give yourself is the reason you are glowing. Now you take that love, you give it to them. And then you starve. Sooner or later, you will start losing your mojo. You will start looking ugly. Why? Because a God has decided to worship a human being. When a God worships a human being, that human being becomes God. Automatically. So people who, they hate themselves. Remember, it is all a battle of love and hate. People who hate themselves, they will always come and tell you, oh, I love you so much more than I love myself. Of course you love me more than you love yourself because I love myself and it is showing. That's the response you should be giving them. If somebody ever tells you, I love you more than I love myself, tell them, yes, you love me more than you love yourself because I love myself and it is showing. So you love ready-made. You love ready-made. But guess what? Go love yourself so that you become like me too. Don't allow people to tell you, I love you more than I love myself, and then you also, I love you more than I love myself too. If somebody tells you, I love you more than I love myself, go look in the mirror and compare yourself to them. Before you start telling them, I love you too more than I love myself, because when you take your love and you give it to someone who doesn't love themselves, it's like you're pouring water in a desert. Soon enough, your water will be finished. Their water is not there because they're a desert. They are set. The water is not there. So both of you drowned. Both of you, no water. Both of you, desert. Yes. Loving anyone more than you love yourself is demonic. It is very demonic to your own essence. Now, There's this thing called soul selling. Soul selling. You know me? This is the first session that we're doing of the church, and I just want to clear off the surfaces of the church. When you go to church, people are always saying, soul, you sold your soul, you sold your soul, you sold your soul. Before you talk about selling soul, I want to tell you what it looks like for someone to sell their soul. And after this, you will know the people who have sold their soul and people who have not. Selling soul is similar to selling your individual solar system. The soul is the solar system on the planet. Within it's called soul, outside it's called the solar system. Now your planets that dictate the days of your week no longer belong to you. My students who are always here with me, I always tell you, Monday, Moon. Tuesday, Mars. Wednesday, Mercury. Thursday, Jupiter. Friday, Venus. Saturday, Saturn. Sunday, Sun. When you sell yours, that is the solar system. You read it in geography, right? Don't you read it in geography? The solar system. When you sell your soul, you've sold the 7 days of the week of your life. They no longer belong to you. You are no longer the one dictating how your Monday goes, how your Tuesday goes, how your Wednesday goes, how your Thursday goes, how your Friday goes, how your Saturday goes, and how your Sunday goes. And there are people who do that. A lot of people sell their solar system. And once you've sold your solar system, know that you will never have a harvest on this planet. There will never be harvest for you. August will be coming, people are harvesting, you have nothing to harvest. January is coming, Africans are harvesting, you have nothing to harvest. You will never have anything to harvest if you sell your solar system. So also when you use that word out there, use it correctly. You know, some people, they will come to somebody like, you sold your soul, you sold your omera. People who sold their soul, they are visible. You can see. They are miserable. The writings will always be on the wall. They cannot speak for themselves. You know, they sign a lot of non-disclosure agreements so that their solar system is now controlled by another entity altogether. And some people, they've sold their souls, and yet they're the ones opening their mouth. You sold your soul, you sold your soul. And you are the one who sold your soul. Because you don't even know what selling soul means. Get out, my friend, get out. Now, climate change. Why is climate change real? Why is climate change real? Guys. It's Sunday now. Shower me. Today I've been speaking and people are not showering me. Today people are not showering me. Age restricted again. Me now I'm tired. I'm tired. Now why are they age restricting now? What have I done? Oh, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. Yes, military focus, but I don't like it. Go on, nothing will happen. Okay. But it's so terrible. It's so terrible, though. Yeah. But it's okay. We'll continue. At least now I want to talk about climate change, and now is when they are age restricting. It's a distraction. Okay, Monday. Okay. Guys who are sending gifts, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Jax, thank you. I always see Jack on my Instagram. Jax, thank you. You know, when I see that restriction there, it is making me so pissed off. Because it's just like, shoop, a huge red flag. Like, what? And when I want to just talk about the most important part of this. But anyway, this has a lot to do with what is currently going on in the world. So I'll just speak on it. And why are they restricting age? You know, I want to... I was wearing my top, now I've removed. When we preach, TikTok does that. It's so annoying. But anyway, let's continue. Guys, tap on the screen. Let's get to 200K. Let's keep on. So, the climate change. Climate change is real, and this is why. Oh, thank you so much, Audrey. I appreciate that. Looks so beautiful. Now, climate change formation. Now, cloud formation process. This one, I just want to move slowly with it so that you comprehend. So I'm sure if you are somebody who you are high vibrational and you're very keen, you've ever seen these things. Have you ever seen these things? Tell me yes if you have. Have you ever seen these things? Especially when there is fog. Have you ever seen them? I'm trying to show you. Have you ever seen those things? Guys. Yes, in my eyes, yes. And then when you try looking at them, they disappear. You cannot, like literally you will see them, but when you try seeing, you cannot see. Yes, yes. So today, when we talk about climate change, this is what we want to talk about today. So if you've ever seen this thing, and then you're trying to look at it and you're not, it is not coming. It's almost like the same way when you sleep and then you dream and then you wake up and you try to remember the dream. These things, they behave the same way. When you're trying to get a hold of them, they disappear. But then when you there are things you see. So this is that is where clouds come from, and that is where thoughts come from. Thoughts and clouds are one and the same thing. Your thoughts and clouds are one and the same thing, and this is the tiniest strand of thought present in nature, just like it is the tiniest strand of cloud that is present in nature. Now, air gets moist via evaporation of water droplets from the surface of the sun. This is the formation of cloud. Clouds are formed when air gets moist. And guess what is the territory of air? Air signs. Air. When we are talking about air, is it a masculine entity or a feminine entity? We'll get into that. Now, the moist air, then, first of all, this is how the clouds are formed, because we need to start from here. Air gets moist via evaporation of water droplets from the surface by the sun. The moist air then rises from the surface and becomes cooler as it reaches higher altitudes. The water vapor in the air condenses when it meets low temperatures or low pressures into tiny droplets that remain in the air and form clouds of different types and shapes. Guys, when you look at the clouds above you, know that they are coming from these thought strands that I've told you. When you look at thoughts in your head, they look like this in a physical dimension. Now, how does thoughts happen? We don't choose our thoughts. Some people, they think they choose what they think. You do not choose what you think. What you think chooses you. How does what you think choose you? By your level of vibration. By your level of vibration. Now, how does your thoughts come into you? Everybody has the capability of breathing in and out. What are you breathing in and out? Air. So that's how your thought chooses you. Now, every thought that I have my thoughts daily. You have your thoughts daily. Everybody on this planet, they have their thoughts daily. Those thoughts, they are constantly coming out of your body through you breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. When you breathe in, you've breathed in thoughts from other people. When you breathe out, you're breathing out thoughts from yourself into other people. And so, thoughts that are high vibrational, they have their own territory. Thoughts that are low vibrational, they also have their own territory. You must know. And I will show you these territories. Now, as an individual, I might be existing in my house. When I am existing in my house here, and I am alone, the thoughts that come to me are only thoughts of my own vibration. Like literally the vibrational level of thought that I match. We all have different vibrational thoughts that we match. Even when you're scrolling on your For You page, there are people who they start speaking and you scroll, you're like, the fuck? That's not a thought that is matching with me. Get the fuck out. Scroll. And then there's somebody else who will start speaking their thoughts on your For You page, and you'll be like, yes, now this one I'm listening to the end. That is what we call vibrational matching. And it's not only happening physically, it is also happening invisibly, microscopically, through these things. Through these things. I will keep showing you. So these are the strands. These are the strands that run around collecting data. And then after data has been collected, they ascend into the clouds. When they ascend into the clouds, they form now the clouds. What are clouds? Clouds are like the music background that is playing in the movie that is you. Every time you look up into the clouds, nobody will see the same cloud formation as you. Nobody sees the same cloud formation as you. The clouds are constantly moving in microseconds. They're moving, they're shuffling. So anytime you lift your head and you see the cloud, know that that arrangement was made specifically for you. It is thoughts that create tears. That's the same way it is the clouds that create rain. It is your thoughts that create tears the same way the clouds create rain. Now let me continue. We don't choose our thoughts choose us as we breathe in and out depending on individual level of vibration. What are clouds? They are moist air from evaporation of water. Just the same way thoughts are moist memory from evaporation of emotions. Clouds are moist air from evaporation of water. Thoughts are moist memory from evaporation of emotions. Individual thoughts are interconnected to the collective thoughts the same way individual clouds are interconnected to the collective clouds. You see the same way the clouds, they are neighbors. That is the same way our thoughts exist in the collective consciousness. From surfaces of both living and non-living things. Remember, these thoughts, they don't come from human beings only. It is not human beings only that are breathing in and out. The snakes are also breathing in and out. The lions are also breathing in and out. The butterflies, everything that breathes in and out contributes to the collective consciousness. So sometimes you might have thoughts that do not even come from human beings. You might raise yourself to a vibrational level that your thoughts don't come from human beings. The thoughts you interact with, they come from the lions, the snakes, the whales, the whatever. So be aware of that. High vibrational thoughts or clouds. Now thoughts are clouds. When you hear somebody talking about thoughts, know they are talking about clouds. Now high vibrational thoughts or clouds accumulate to form your individual heaven, while low vibrational thoughts or clouds accumulate to form your individual hell. If you're somebody who every day your thoughts are low vibrational, I hate myself. Remember, low vibration is hate. I hate myself. I hate this one. Oh my God, life is so terrible. Earth is boring. Earth is whatever. It will accumulate. Those thoughts will accumulate so much that they will start showing as your clouds up there. They will bring hell to you. If you're somebody who every day, I am grateful, I am thankful for life, I love my life, I love myself, oh my God, I love this life, I love everything that lives. Oh, look at that tree, so beautiful. When you are somebody who your thoughts are like that, it will accumulate to create your heaven. It will accumulate to create your heaven. Now, whatever each cloud formation represents in the world climate, listen, this is where the catch is. Whatever each cloud formation represents in the world climate is exactly what every thought you get at the site of that formation represents to your own individual life story. I will repeat. Whatever each cloud formation represents in the world climate, because remember, it is the clouds that change that regulate the climate of the world. It is thoughts that regulate our lives. You might be living in a toxic relationship. You don't know what to do. Your mom is a narcissist. You don't know what to do. You are stuck. But a cloud will appear somewhere. Somebody's thought will appear and tell you, by the way, narcissistic mothers are like this. When you have a narcissistic mother, please move, do this and this and this. It will help you. It will save you. So the interactions of thoughts are what changes the climate. The interactions of thought is what forms the cloud, and it is the cloud that changes the climate of our world. Now, whatever each cloud formation represents in the world climate, whenever you look at thought, you will see nimbus, you will see cirrus, I don't know what, you will see different formation of thought, of clouds. Whatever that formation of cloud means to the world climate is exactly what that cloud, what every thought, the thought that you have when you're looking at that cloud. Learn to pause yourself. Learn to introspect. Learn to always pause. When you look at the cloud and you see particular clouds, when you look at the sky and you see particular clouds, learn to pause and pause the thoughts that you are having. What thoughts were you having? Did you see nimbus cloud up there? What thoughts were you having? Because guess what? Whatever each cloud formation represents in the climate, in the world climate, is exactly what every thought you get at the sight of that cloud represents to your own individual life. When you're thinking, and then you look at the cloud, you see nimbus. Nimbus, they are rain formation thoughts. They are tear formation thoughts. They are rain formation clouds. So when you look up and you see nimbus cloud, automatically know that the thoughts that you're thinking are going to make you to bring in some tears in the coming years. No tears are coming because of the thoughts that you're thinking. So when you are aware of this particular information, then you can drive your own self. You will be having a particular thought, and then you look and you see, oh, nimbus are the ones who are there. Then you stay with that thought and you say, I don't want to cry in the coming years. So what can I do? What can I do to change these clouds? What can I do to change these clouds? Or when you look at nimbus and you're okay with crying, you're like, oh, I'm welcoming those tears. I'm welcoming those tears. It's going to rain. It's going to rain. So I hope you guys are comprehending. Someone, are you comprehending what I'm saying? Your clouds, your individual clouds are your background music that tells you the mood of your storyline. Your invisible cloud, your own individual clouds. I'm finding it difficult to speak. I don't know why. As I'm speaking, I'm finding it more and more difficult to speak, Bana. It's almost like I'm struggling to speak. Yes. So your individual clouds, also know nobody sees your solar system. Me, I am right now in Kenya in Lower Kabete. When I get outside, I will see the sun, I will see the moon, I will see the stars, and I will see the clouds. Same way somebody is in Australia. They will get out and they will see the same sun, they will see the same moon, they will see the same stars, and they will see the same clouds that I'm seeing. Not particularly the same arrangement, but they will see the clouds as well. So this all alone should tell you that you are in your own universe with your own solar system. When I stand here with my own solar system, somebody who's standing up there, they also have their own solar system. And so the clouds are your background music that tells you the mood of your story. Start being aware of them. Start being aware of them. Start being aware of them. I'm just feeling like my tongue is like literally I'm forcing myself to speak. And it's even starting to feel uncomfortable. The fuck? Yo. Please, let me speak this shit, man. Yes. Oh, you're from Australia. Yeah, so in Australia, you're seeing clouds, you're seeing the sun, you're seeing moon, right? And it is the same. Have you ever asked yourself, how come we are able to see the same planet, the same solar system from different timelines? It's the same way. Our ancestors, they saw the same shit. Everybody who's coming in the future, they'll see the same shit. So, it only means your soul. That is your soul. Your environment is your soul. Your sky is made up of your solar system. Your solar system. And it is individual. You will never sit somewhere with someone and you're like, okay, the moon, I am the only one who can see the moon. You know, like, for example, I am here with my friend is seated next to me, and then we are seeing the moon. And then I tell them, oh, by the way, Ebu, start walking, I see if this moon will just stay with me alone. When they start walking, the moon will start walking with them while it stays with you as well. Why? Soul. system, solar system. So guys, know the interconnectedness that we have. This is a beautiful thing, and this is how the climates change. Now, right now we are talking about climate change. You know, and the big bosses, they don't want to tell you what exactly we are talking about. There has been a lot of false clouds in the sky. Clouds that are made up. Clouds that are crooked, clouds that do not come from the natural formation of clouds from each individual. Because for us to have our clouds up here, we have to have individual strands. These strands that I was showing you here, they have to show up and then gather. My thoughts have to marry yours, and your thoughts another thought, and then another thought, so that we collect them and we have our clouds that we know, that we are the ones who have created. But then when they start sprinkling false clouds on the sky, Europe is the one that is guilty of climate change at the moment. They're the ones who emit the most carbon fuel. Why? Because they're trying to keep false clouds in the sky. That is the smallest strand of clouds. Now, Europe is trying to keep the albedo effect. Albedo is spelled as ALBEDO. Now, this albedo effect, this is the racist part. This is the racist part. If you fear racism, don't listen to this. Because we are just going to say the truth here. Europeans, you people are in for a hot soup. You people have to be burnt. If you people want to become gold, you must be ready to go through the period of the wilderness. Gold must withstand pressure. If you can't withstand pressure, you will not survive this particular dimension. Now, the albedo effect is the ability of a surface to reflect sunlight. Meaning the albedo effect is the ability of the colonizer to block truth. That's what that shit is saying. The albedo effect is the ability of a surface to reflect sunlight. Now, what surfaces are capable of reflecting sunlight? Snow surfaces, ice, surfaces that look white. Surfaces that look white, they are naturally made to repel truth, to repel sunlight. Why? Because they are hate. It is a DNA, it is a genetic combination that is formed from hate. Nothing grows in hate. No tears form, like literally zero rain forms from hate. And if tears are forming, then they are inverted, the ones that cause floods. Now, lighter colors have higher albedo than darker colors. A black person, somebody who is melanated, when the sun hits them, they are capable of absorbing and actually transmuting that sun and actually creating something out of it. And the writings are always on the walls. The writings are always on the walls. It's Africans who are always, when an information is dropped, they'll always make fun of it. They'll create memes out of it. They will, use it to change certain things. And I want you to know that as an African, not everybody behaves like this when in the face of information. The world is cheating you that everybody behaves like an African, but not everybody behaves like an African. Albedo is the ability of a surface to reflect sunlight back to space. So it's like you're giving truth to someone and they reflect it back to you. And we've seen this happening. How many black African Americans who are men African Americans, male African Americans, who have literally accounts and accounts and accounts, they're trying to tell people, by this is what is happening. This is what they're doing. Listen, family, I want to tell you the truth. We know the boys, we know them, we see them, but we ignore them. We don't even give them credibility. These black men who are busy here shouting truth to people on a daily basis, we don't give them the credibility. Why? Because we have a firmament that is reflecting that particular truth So all of us, we've been meant to live like the Albedos. Everybody now is living like the Albedos. They want nobody to access the truth. If you know you cannot access the truth, remove yourself. Maybe go into the caves where you are away from humanity. But forcing the entire humanity to live in the temperatures that you can stomach is the highest level of narcissism. A narcissist does not care whether their sister is allergic to that environment. As long as then they are okay with that, they will want everybody to live in that environment, even if that environment is killing you. And that is the colonizer effect that we have here. The colonizer effect that we have now, the ability, albedo is the ability of a surface to reflect sunlight back into space. You hear NASA space, NASA space, NASA space. Their country is literally falling apart, but they are focused on space. Why are they focused on space? Because they want to curate space. How do you curate space? When you have access to all the clouds, you have access to everybody's thoughts. Through iPhones, through the devices, they have access to everybody's thoughts. So they want to curate by messing with your For You page so that they bring you thoughts that are only towards their agenda. And this is the reason why even TikTok is fighting. Literally, some of us, we cannot even post on TikTok at the moment. Because it is hot. You post a little bit, you're fried. You are fried, and they're serious about it. Right now, on TikTok, there are posts that I make, and they're telling me, you are attacking a protected demographic. What is this protected demographic that I'm attacking? That your post will not be uploaded because it is attacking a protected demographic. How are they protecting? By being on space 24/7. They don't care about the governance of their people at local levels. All they care about is we have to drive the narrative. We have to drive the narrative. We have to drive the narrative. You know, we have to drive the narrative through all these Instagram, Facebook. They are seeing all your phones. They are seeing memory. They are seeing all your thoughts. And so they want to make sure that they put false clouds. When you put false cloud, you tamper. And this is why I was coming live today. April Fools. April Fools only happen from fake clouds. When they put fake clouds and then they make you believe it. And you know the witchcraft has not been working lately. The witchcraft has not been working lately because literally this April Fools, we were supposed to have been witchcraft by that Obama thing that he posted, that Leave the World Behind. Leave the World Behind was supposed to make sure that the collective is hating on China. When we came on TikTok, it was during COVID. Did you see the amount of hatred that was going towards Asia because of COVID? Now they wanted that Leave the World Behind to hate China. That China is leaking our information. But China is just doing the same thing they've been doing. Now they don't want other people to get into space, to go into space, to actually also control space with them. Because China is also doing what America has been doing for the longest time. It's just that now China is saying, hey, we also need to monitor this thing. And it will not take long before South Africa also says, we also need to monitor this thing. Look at the countries that have satellites in Antarctica, not satellite stations. Look at the countries that have stations in Antarctica. There are countries that in the entire Africa, it's only South Africa that has a station in Antarctica. And when South Africa has a station in Antarctica, we don't know whether that station is for black South Africans or it is for white South Africans. Because there's a lot of mining that is going on in South Africa. So we also cannot be proud because South Africa has a station in Antarctica. We need to have countries like Ethiopia, countries like Kenya, countries like Nigeria, having stations in Antarctica. Because Antarctica is the world of scientists only. If you're not a scientist, you cannot be in Antarctica. It is a world of research. It is a world of exploring space. But then the colonizer wants to be the only one to control space. So let me continue. Let me finish this albedo thing. Albedo is the ability of a surface to reflect sunlight back into space. It plays a crucial role in regulating the Earth's temperature. Albedo plays the most crucial role in regulating the Earth's temperature. And why? Let me continue reading. If Earth's climate is colder, hey, listen to this, guys. If Earth's climate is colder and there is more snow and ice on the planet, albedo increases. More sunlight is reflected out to space and the climate gets cooler, colder. When the albedo of a surface is high, such as with ice and snow, albedo can only be high with ice and snow. Genetically, spiritually, all of it. Now, when the albedo is high, of a surface is high, such as with ice and snow, more sunlight is reflected. The more white people we have on the planet, the more knowledge will be reflected back into space. Go back into space, we don't want you. We don't want knowledge over here, my people. We don't want knowledge over here. Now, when the albedo of a surface is high, such as with ice and snow, more sunlight is reflected, resulting in cooler temperatures. Now, conversely, when warming causes snow and ice to melt, darker colored surfaces are exposed. Guys, listen to the word, listen to the meaning. Conversely, on the other hand, when warming causes snow and ice to melt, darker colored surfaces are exposed. Albedo decreases, less solar energy is reflected out into space, and the planet warms even more. So you've been hearing golden age, golden age, golden age, golden age, golden age. Golden age means more information is coming out, more sunlight is coming out, and people who cannot withstand information and sunlight will automatically disappear like ice melts in the face of sun. Okay? Somebody's telling me to talk about, listen to what I'm talking. This is the most important thing. It even surpasses the solar eclipse that will come and go. Listen to this. When you hear about we're getting into the age of Aquarius, the golden age, the temperatures of the planet are increasing. When the temperature of the planet increases, albedo effect goes away. When the albedo is removed, the world warms up. And that is how you create Osiris. You've seen the Horuses. Horuses have been trying to bring Osiris back to life. Like literally, sometimes I see the black men, the way the black men are disrespected with what they say, and yet they're telling the truth. Nobody listened. They're told conspiracy theories, conspiracy theories, conspiracy theories. That's a witchcraft. It's a witch hunt. Listen to the black men who are trying to do research to bring you the truth. There are a lot. There are many outside there. Those are just Horuses trying to reawaken Osiris. Because when Osiris wakes up, we go back into the golden age. The golden age is the age where even the Sahara Desert has trees. The Sahara Desert does not have trees right now because every year the dust from Sahara Desert is carried to the Amazon. We only have Brazil because the Sahara Desert is naked. That is the only reason Brazil exists. That is the only reason the Amazon forest exists. The moment Osiris wakes up, Amazon is gone. You either come back home or you melt in the wilderness. Listen, okay? I hope you guys are listening. About the solar eclipse, I will not even speak about it because already the writings are already on the wall. The writings are already on the walls. So here is where I will tell you something again. I'm talking about clouds. I've told you about the albedo. Now let me tell you about the territories of clouds. Remember, clouds, they have 4 territories. Clouds do not mix. They exist in the sky together, but they do not mix that, oh, now we are nimbus, whatever. Low vibrational clouds, they stay low vibrational. High vibrational clouds, they stay high vibrational. And then there's the in-between. Now, these are why we have the dimensions, north, south, east, and west. High vibrational thoughts, high vibrational clouds have a home in the east. That is why the sun rises. The sun rises in the east. Because it is east, that is the territory of high vibrational clouds and high vibrational thoughts. East. Low vibrational thoughts and low vibrational clouds have a permanent home in the west where the sun sets. Now, this is why the maps are upside down. Where the sun sets is where the low vibrational thoughts and low vibrational clouds have a home. They have a permanent home in the west where the sun sets. Now, remember, east is directly entangled with north. East and north are directly entangled. West and south are directly entangled. I repeat, east and the northern hemisphere are directly entangled. Now, and west and the southern hemisphere are directly entangled. Now, when you look at the map of Africa, they tell you that north is Egypt and south is South Africa. South Africa is north. South Africa is north, and that is why it is entangled with east. And then we have north now, the south, the true southern hemisphere is Europe. Europe is the true southern hemisphere that is entangled with the west. Now, high vibrational clouds on the east settles and builds the northern hemisphere, which is hot. The writings are always on the walls, my friend. High vibrational clouds of the east settles and builds the northern hemisphere, which is hot. Low vibrational clouds on the west settles to build the southern hemisphere, which is cold. Now, northern hemisphere is made up of empaths. Northern hemisphere is made up of empaths who think lowly of themselves on the inside, but people on the outside looking in see them as very high vibrational. The writings are always on the wall. When you are in East Africa, tell me how you look at South Africa. If I was to ask any East African right now, tell me how you look at what we call as South Africa today. South Africa is full of empaths that don't see themselves. They think they are low vibrational, so they are trying to get the attention of Europeans. They are trying to please the Europeans when the people you are supposed to be pleasing are the East Africans, the East. When the East Africans are the vibrational match to you, South Africans. Because you guys are the true North. Northern hemisphere is made up of empaths who think lowly of themselves on the inside, but people on the outside looking in see them as high vibrational. Now their work, the work of these empaths, is to uplift their low self-esteem until it matches the high version of themselves people see on the outside. People from East Africa see South Africans as the heavens, my friend. And then you go to South Africans, they're seeing Europe as the heavens. Nonsense. Upside down. Upside down. Now, let me repeat that so that I finish. Northern hemisphere is made up of empaths who think lowly of themselves on the inside. Like literally somebody is a god on the outside, but on the inside they feel like shit. But people on the outside looking in see them as high vibrational. Their work is to uplift their low self-esteem until it matches the high vibrational, the high version of themselves people see on the outside. This will naturally unite North and East. Now, the West is this. The Southern Hemisphere, which is Europe. Europe is the South. The Southern Hemisphere is made up of narcissists who think very highly of themselves on the inside. But people on the outside looking in see them as very low vibrational. Their work is to downplay, the high version of themselves that they see until it matches the low version of themselves that people see on the outside. When you talk about heaven and hell, heaven and hell, heaven and hell. Right now, South Africa, Europeans are treating South Africans like children. After they filed this case against, inhumanity in Palestine. Have you followed that case? South Africans are being walked on like doormats in that case. Why? Because South Africans, you have low self-esteem. You don't know who you are. We Africans are just waiting for South Africa to roar. Roar because you are the mother of humanity. You people are the mother of empathy. You are the mother of these lands. Every Bantu came from South Africa. expanding into the entire Africa. And these are some of the history that we cannot comprehend. And so we keep our bearings to Europe. Everybody wants to please Europe. Now you come to East, we want to please Europe. But us East Africans, truly, if you ask us, we want to go to South Africa. We don't want to go to Europe. We love South Africa more than we love Europe. But then you go to South Africa, you find South Africans are xenophobic and they are trying to please Europe. Look at this girl who is now blowing up. Blowing up Europe. She's Europe everywhere. Yani, that is where she goes. That is where, when they see her now in Europe, they think now she's making it. Try coming to South Africa. Try coming to East, South Africans. Try pushing your artists to East. Try pushing your films to East. You pushing your film to the West, you pushing your artist to the West, you are pouring water in the desert. They will never see you. They don't know who you are. They will never see you. They see you. They want to take your space. They've taken your space. So they want you guys to keep begging them. But change direction. Change direction. Try pleasing us East Africans. And I don't think we don't have money here in East Africa. It's just that the money that is in Africa, by the way, when I talk about poverty in Africa, it's only the poverty that is being in comparison to illusion. Poverty, we are poor when you compare us to illusion. Because a lot of Hollywood, we know it's illusion. People are controlled. There is no private jet that people own over there. It is just show off. But East Africa, there is money. Come to apps like TikTok, you will see which people are playing with money the most. It is East Africa and the Middle East. The ones who are considered the poorest are the ones who are throwing billions even here on TikTok. How is that possible? When there is a fundraising that is going on, the Middle East at the top when it comes to money, my friend. But then South Africans, they're busy going to the West. busy going to the West. The West is intertwined by the South. The West is full of low vibrational energy that is intertwined by the South. East is full of high vibrational energy that is intertwined by the North. Listen to it, or else you will continue pouring water in the desert, as East Africans will continue looking up to you until we cannot look up to you anymore. Because me personally, I don't know why South Africa cannot not just stand and roar and the whole world to bend the fuck down. Literally, that is what in East Africa we think you can solve everything. Spiritually, that's what how we look at South Africa. Spiritually, we look at South Africans as people who will solve everything for us. And then you go to South Africa, you find them kneeling down before the white man. Shame, oh, shame. The Albedo effect, may it end soon. Anyway, guys, I am finishing my live. And they really abuse me. The South Africans I interact with in the comment section. The ones that follow me, okay, fine. The ones they are protecting a virus in Cape Town. And they are protecting it with their lives. Even if you tell them, by the way, guys, we are sisters. Because when you look at the history of Kenya, Kenya does not exist without South Africa. A lot of people in Kenya came directly from South Africa, including whites that are in Kenya. There are no British people that came to Kenya from British to Kenya direct. They came through South Africa. Like literally we share population. We share people. But then you tell South Africans that, they tell you, you worry about your country. We are worrying about our country. Worry about your country. We are worrying about our country. And when apartheid hits, they are looking for soldiers from Congo. They are looking for soldiers from East Africa. Please help us now. Revolutionaries from East Africa are being looked. We are tired. We are tired of your xenophobia. Please put it to rest. We are all one. South Africans, you're still in this thing of worry about your country, we worry about ours. There's nothing like country. Prior to Berlin conference, there was nothing like country in Africa. We only had north, south, east, and west that we knew whose vibration, how their vibrations were. So you South Africans who every time you're being talked to, you are like, deal with your issues, we have our own issues. Your issues has created a blockade. We cannot go anywhere. Because as East Africans, we are supposed to come south. Not the natural flow of the winds. As East Africa, we are supposed to develop south. We are supposed to come south to literally seek our healing with the lands, because that is where we came from. But then you guys are seated in your house telling us, you deal with your issues, we will close our doors to you. We will open our doors to the Europeans. Mama, fix that. Fix that, man. Fix that. Fix that, man. Fix that. You tell us that to deal with your issues. And when you look at me and you look at some South Africans, we look the same. We look the same. We have the same words. We speak the same languages, just with a little bit of variations. And then remove that. If you want us to call that virus in Cape Town for you, tell Kenyans to do it. And we will help you. Your self-esteem as South Africans have to be high. There's no way we can see you as the cream de la cream, and then you are seeing yourself as somebody who still needs to appeal to Europe. Please. Me, I love South Africa as the land. But the people who are there right now, some of the people who are there right now, you people, we will pray you away. We will pray you away out of South Africa. The xenophobia, we will pray you away. And to make matters worse, it is even embarrassing that black people in South Africa, white people in South Africa own the most. They own them. They even own the natural resources. Cape Town is literally a spiritual place. There are places in South Africa that are left for global rituals. It is only in South Africa that we have those stones that are in circle. That are the stones that are supposed to literally awaken the vibration of the planets. We have them there. South Africa has a lot of natural resources that are supposed to be giving frequency of awakening. But black South Africans are not even allowed to access such kind of places. And then you will tell us, deal with your issues. You need some rhinos in South Africa. Do we have rhinos in South Africa? Do we have rhinos in South Africa? Yeah, you need some rhinos in South Africa. Anyway, guys, from there we go into the ritual direct. So let's do the ritual. As I told you, come with your water. Water is the most important part of this ritual. So come with your water, guys. Prepare your water. Prepare your water. Probably put it in a glass. Oh. You have rhinos. Do they have their horns? Because it seems like the rhinos of South Africa don't have horns. I don't see anybody standing there. You've left now. Malema is struggling by himself. Me, I don't know. Malema is a man struggling by himself over there. Me, I was expecting... South Africa is... If there is any land that is supposed to be led by women in this world, it's South Africa. South Africa is the land of the women. The land of mother. The land of Mother Nature. The land of humanity. And that is the reason why we really need them to stand up strong with these cases of... It is South Africa that is going to end these cases. These cases of humanity. Because Putin cannot do anything. Putin is a little brother to NATO. Putin is just a small boy there. They can crush him anytime they want. Literally, he's just keeping himself to say that, oh God, we need the Africans to save the day. We need the Africans to save the day. And that is why he is unleashing a lot about Africans. Just to push us to save the day. But guess what? There is an astrological order of things. If the noise does not come from the mouth of Africa, which is South Africa, if the mouth of Africa is quiet, nothing will be done. And the mouth of Africa has been quiet for the longest time. And in that time of quietness, the songs that they sing resonate with the whole world. The likes of Brenda Fassie, like literally some of the most revolutionary songs in the world, they come from South Africa. It's just that they are written in their language. Some people have never cared to translate. But a lot of revolutionary songs, humanity songs, South Africa. The mouth of Africa. You tell the mouth of Africa, please speak up so that these people leave your place. They tell you, Leave us with our issues. We have our issues. Deal with your issues. And that is a spell. That is a witchcraft spell. That is a witchcraft spell because every South African says it. Leave us with our issues. You have your issues. Leave us with our issues. You have your issues. That is what they always say. Can't you find something else to tell us? Because your issues is our issues. Now find something else to tell us. Anyway, guys, we do the rituals now. We do the rituals. Candle is finished off. The candle was for the time, and then the water is for the ritual. So don't worry. Please tell South Africans who are here, tell your brothers and sisters, we will never leave you with your issues until you start leading the world. North is supposed to lead the whole world. Until you start leading the whole world, we will never leave you with your issues, my friend. Because as we want to progress, and as long as South Africa is still under the grasp of colonialism, nobody is free. Nobody is free. So I will quarrel with you everywhere, always, until that virus in Cape Town is uprooted. Uproot that virus in Cape Town. And especially if they are not apologetic. I heard one of them saying, if you want free land, if you want to take some land back, if you think you're going to take some land back, then you must be living in a dream. You say you must be living in a dream. Can somebody tell him we are living in a dream, my friend? Does he know the type of life that our ancestors were living? We don't want that. We are living in a dream. Tell that man we are living in a dream. And literally the lands are going to be taken back because we are living in a dream. Tell him we are living in a dream. He told us that if you think there's any land that is going to be reclaimed back, you're living in a dream. We are living in a dream. Yes. What else are we living in? And you know, these white people of South Africa, they have the South African accent, like, ja. Hey. Some of them, they have it even stronger than South Africans. And then these South Africans, literally, I usually just observe people. There was a South African who posted a staple food from South Africa. I don't know whether it was on TikTok or on Instagram. And then I went to the comment section. Do you know how many South Africans were running away from that food? Telling them that, oh, that food is not South African, no. Okay, it's from South Africa, but me, I don't eat it. Like, literally, you're trying to dissociate yourself from your staple. Instead of you just saying, yeah, by the that's ours, we eat it. Who will beat you? You guys are colonized. You are licking Europeans' ass too much. Too much. You'd rather identify with a burger and a pizza than identifying with your local food. Nonsense. Anyway, let's do the ritual. I'm even getting angry. Thank you so much. South Africans, stand up, man. You people are beautiful. Like, literally, you're very beautiful. You're very enlightened. Your population is gold. The population, especially the black population of South Africa, is gold. You people should see what we have out here. You don't know what we have out here. You people are another level just because of the lands that you are born in. Because even though they are calling that land south, it is north. The ancestors know it's north. The frequencies that were left there is north. So literally just by being born in South Africa, you already have a genetic advantage to maneuver the world. You guys are so beautiful to us East Africans. And we feel so sad when you see you trying to appeal to the West that is so disrespectful of you. You keep fighting the West. We love you. You don't even, when you come to East Africa, you don't even need to plead, to do too much. Now for this place, you will not overdo. Come appease us and you will see, you will not even need to overdo. We love South Africa. By birth. It is not something that we are taught to love South Africa. It is ancestral. We love South Africa ancestrally. But does South Africa love itself? Does South Africa love itself? Does South Africa love itself? Anyway, let's do the ritual. Now, the ritual that we are doing today is against April Fools. I'm sure I've talked a lot today. Everything I've talked about, it's even the eclipse is already eclipsing. If you can't see it, I'm sorry. It is everywhere. I don't even know how. I don't even have a place to put my face because of the way the eclipse is eclipsing already. So I will not talk about the eclipse. Just watch, observe, and act accordingly, according to you. I will not spoon feed this eclipse. Now, I'm going to do a ritual against the April Fools. Why are South Africans so bitter and unaccommodating and by the... Yeah, it's because they have a virus in Cape Town. They have a virus in Cape Town. That is the reason why they have all that xenophobia. That xenophobia is not South African, it is European. European wants Africans to leave them South Africa. What? South Africa! We leave you, South Africa? Hey! It will never happen, my friend. At least you should tell, maybe if you would have told us to live in Madagascar, or Tunisia, or Egypt, maybe we would have, because, we cannot leave you, South Africa. It is so connected to us, we cannot. That is where our mouth is. Anyway, ritual against April Fools. I'm going to say the words and you repeat them. By now, I know you are organized. You've already sat down. And right now, you have already sat down. So we're going to do this ritual. Literally, it is... I'm going to read you the words so that you don't participate before knowing what it is. Because it is not right. But this ritual is geared towards... Let the truth just flow. Let the truth just flow. That is what the ritual is about. Now, may our great... And this is what the ritual is saying. So you will repeat after me. But I'll read it all first. May our great ancestors who wish to see us walk the path of our highest God protect our interconnected world from being fooled. May the world's truth and the true God of humanity stand and prevail. If you agree, do the ritual with me. I don't even need many people, just 10 and it would be enough. But if you're more than 10, well and good. If you're less than 10, may the ritual go. Be even more confident. If you are not confident, don't do this ritual with me. I don't want a weak link. I only want the psychics who are confident in themselves. You are not forced to do this ritual. If you're somebody who you are a doubting Thomas, stiff-necked, don't do this ritual. I don't want a weak link. So let's start. With your water, you say the words into the water. May our great ancestors, repeat. I'll be reading shortly, so I'll start. May our great ancestors. Okay, so this is how I'm going to do it. Somebody just say done. After you are done repeating, just type done. And then I continue. Type done and then I continue. So I'll only continue when I see the word done in the comment section. So we'll start. Okay, so. May our great ancestors. May our great ancestors who wish to see us walk the path of our highest God. Walk the path of our highest God. Protect our interconnected world. Protect our interconnected world from being fooled. From being fooled. May the world's truth, may the world's truth humanity. And the true God of humanity stand and prevail. Stand and prevail. I'm going to repeat it thrice. That's one. May our great ancestors, may our great ancestors who wish to see us, who wish to see us, walk the path of our highest good. Walk the path of our highest God. Protect our interconnected world. Protect our interconnected world from being fooled. From being fooled. May the world's truth, may the world's truth and the true God of humanity, and the true God of humanity stand and prevail. Stand and prevail. The last time. May our great ancestors, may our great ancestors who wish to see us, who wish to see us, walk the path of our highest God. Walk the path of our highest God. Protect our interconnected worlds. Protect our interconnected worlds from being fooled. From being fooled. May the world's truth, may the world's truth, may the world's truth, may the world's truth, and the true God of humanity, and the true God of humanity, and the true God of humanity, and the true God of humanity stand and prevail. Stand and prevail. Ashe. So it is, and so it is, and so it is. So guys, drink more. Drink more. Drink 'em. All the cells in my body are aware. My entire universe is participating. All the cells in your body are aware. Your entire universe is participating, and so are others. This is what is called ushirikina. Ushirikina, kushiriki. This is how you shiriki. Have similar intentions and then execute together. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, gifters, gifto. Yes. International laws coming home. I swear to God, international laws coming home. The Ark of the Covenant coming home to South Africa. We are not even going to argue with you guys about it. We are not even going to argue that who should keep the Ark of the Covenant. South Africa, the lawyers in South Africa, the custodians of the law in South Africa, the people who work in the justice field in South Africa, get ready to receive the Ark of the Covenant. So guys, this is the end of this live. And before I go, there's this song. This song, I love it. I'm going to play it before I go. But before I go, I want to make an announcement. I too, as a teacher, I value restricting over expansion. And so, remember we finished our last semester a week ago, yeah. Every Wednesdays, I teach. So this coming Wednesdays, I'm taking, like literally, if you feel like you're a student and you still want to do it, to repeat the session, well and good, you'll come, we repeat the session. But from this coming Wednesday, I'm again starting the Holy Science. To teach it for the next 3 months up to where I reached. So literally, I'm taking in new students. I'm starting afresh before we go on. So if you've not been my student and you still want to know about the Holy Science, come on. Every Sunday we will be having a sermon. Sometimes we'll just come here to sing. Sometimes we'll come. It will come the way it will come. But thank you so much, guys, for coming. And I hope that this was beneficial. Bless you, my love. Bless you too. Bless you too. See you guys on Wednesday. But before we go, let's do this song. No, before there's this song, Bana. If you are Luo, Mujaluo. This is one of the songs I go to, man. This is one of the songs I go to. It's talking about being taught.
Our tasty traditional Ramadan table always has more room.
Thank you, guys. You can start living. I can remain with the Luos who can remain here to listen to this song. This is a very grounding song if you're Luo.
Add healthy colors to our beloved Ramadan table.
Kama wewe ni Mejaluo in the comment section. This song is very grounding. You guys are bringing too many adverts, man. As a Luo, this is a very grounding song. This is my favorite. It's grounding to me. Hey! Ask to be taught the ways of Lord. Ask to be taught the ways of our walk. You guys can live. This is a very grounding song for Luos. If you understand the words, please ground in this song. Very high vibrational. Oganda duto manene luo bangeno dagilamo kido gilamo jawa. Chiduto manene manyesu no puedo kido gidagilamo kido. Oganda duto manene luo bangeno dagilamo kido gilamo jawa. Puja jawa. Puja monda die polo. Puja jawa. Puja monda die polo. Hey, thank you guys so much. Moon, thank you. Thank you. This song is very deep, by the way. Iketiri monilo Yesu ya era luana maneno rito yungu. Alwongo Yesu makata lwenye kedo to Yesu chunge kedo oloyo jawo. Moja jawa. Moja moda biye kolo. Minaenda kanamba. Moja jawa. Moja moda biye kolo. Hello, Swiry. Lovely. Thank you so much, Santana. Can I see your full outfit? That's what it is. Thank you guys so much. Today's Sunday was beautiful. I loved it. Yes, that's it, guys. That's it. So, thank you all for coming and see you again. I will be putting songs from everybody. Like me, I have so many songs that are high vibrational songs that are vernacular. So let's continue. So guys, thank you so much for coming. Anyway, bye.